Hi Capricorn, welcome to April's reading, 2021 reading. So April's going to be very interesting. We're already getting some super interesting energies moving into this time. Right now we have Mars making a square to Neptune. Tomorrow, so today I'm doing this on the 8th of April, tomorrow it will be exact. And this is going to really put a veil over like all of the details. Like for the next week, you guys will probably be really, really blocked in seeing all the fine details of things. So now is the time to look at the bigger picture. Now is not the time to beat yourself up if things aren't working very well, because there can be a lot of aggression. You can get into arguments very easily during this time. There can be a lot of like deceitful things happening behind the scenes during this time. And this stuff can be happening in just your, like, you're not really going to be able to notice it until we get on the other side of the fog, which will probably be about a week from now, before Mars is far enough away from squaring Neptune that we're not really feeling that pressure. Pressure. But also it's Aries season. So your focus right now is about the home, right? Your focus is about wanting to, create that stability for yourself, create that safety for yourself and stability, because the Aries energy for you is about allowing yourself to know exactly what you want to feel stable within your own existence. And that's not defined by what anybody else says or anybody else does. The Libra full moon that we had a couple weeks ago gave you a very clear glance, a very clear view at the stuff that you're doing with business, the stuff that you like, how you're interacting with other people, how you are expressing yourself, the way that you are branding yourself and putting yourself out there. That Libra full moon showed you a lot of the things that you need to let go of, so that with this Aries new moon that's coming up on Sunday, on the 11th, you can manifest all of the stuff that feels right to you, that feels good to you, that's within that energy, within that time, that feeling. The sun moves into Taurus on the 20th, Mercury moves into Taurus on the 19th, Mars moves into Cancer on the 23rd. So towards the end of April, we're going to be coming into a very earthy vibe, a very earthy feel. And Saturn, that's still in Aquarius right now, will be also extremely busy squaring Venus and Mercury in Taurus. So it'll be a very recognizing all of the ways that you need to provide back to yourself the way that you value things, and how you're going to build that through longevity, right? And you guys are prime for that kind of energy. You guys understand that it takes patience, and it takes focus, and it takes pressure, and it takes like everything that you possibly have within you to build an empire, or to build a life, or to do what it is that you feel like you need to do, what you feel like your particular purpose is. You know what it takes. And so now you are getting the opportunity as we're moving further into the year, and with Jupiter moving into Pisces, and I'm going to have like a whole special on that on my memberships, within my memberships, Jupiter and Pisces. So if you're not a member yet, there's going to be a few specials that are going to be coming up for the end of April and for May. So hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so, and then finally we have Pluto going retrograde on the 27th, and with Pluto retrograde, there's going to be, and it's especially since it's actually the Pluto return of the United States too. There's a lot going on with the United States. It's much deeper than what's happening on TV. But with this Pluto retrograde, there are going to be moments where you recognize that maybe you're going to like suppress your anger a little bit more. Try not to misuse your power because that could be very easily misused. But this is going to be a deep regeneration process and kind of giving us the opportunity to reassess some of the things that we've been shown. And like the whole time with the Saturn and Pluto conjunction that happened in 2020, in January 2020, and, you know, with the progression that we've had with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction as well, and then everything shifting out of, you know, this is like the time to kind of look back at all of that and really make sure that we did our part to create the healing process for us and to be able to move forward and be open, right? Be really, really open. That's one of the biggest things I feel like, the whole clearing out, because what we don't really understand, I think as humans, when I say that, I mean we as humans, what we don't necessarily understand is that we have to make room, we have to make space, the reason why we shift and change is because we are allowing ourselves to move things out of our energy so that we can make room for the abundance, right? The abundance that we were promised, that birthright that we were promised. I was like, are you guys going to show up to your reading, or are we just going to hang out for a little while? Okay. And there might be there's going to be a lot of confusion with this Mars square Neptune happening, and there's going to be a lot of misunderstandings. I feel like a lot, especially with you guys in your everyday life, the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, there's going to be a lot of misunderstandings. So like I said, don't dwell on that stuff that you've had to release or let go of, or don't dwell on that stuff that is a miscommunication. If something's not working one day, just shift your perspective and move on to something else. And kind of just keep your head down. You'll work through this. You're just that, you know, that special kind of energy that can work through something like this. The confusion on the past too. There's some things that you're really mulling over. Oh, look at that. Okay. So we have the 7 of Cups. We have the 6 of Cups, and we have the 5 of Cups. There's a lot of emotions going on here, Capricorn, and I know that this is not being shown on the surface at all. I know that this stuff, you are keeping it, this is what you look like on the outside, the 8 of Pentacles. You're just doing the job. You got your head down. You're doing what you feel like you need to do. Like nothing can bother you. There you are, da-da-da-da-da. But on the inside, there's this confusion, and the confusion is rolling you into this emotional distress mode, right? And a lot of it is because you don't have the answers to things, you know, and we're not going to. You're not going to have the answer to things. You're not going to be able to make everything right. You know, so dwelling on that stuff that isn't necessarily rolling out in April the way that you want it to roll out, that's going to produce a lot more frustration and pain than you want it to. I feel like there's something that happens where you really, so I have the Queen of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups after the 8 of Pentacles over here. You were really counting on something to happen, and you even had a really good idea of what that was going to look like emotionally for you. That 10 of Cups can be such an illusion sometimes, though. I feel like this is what the Mars-Neptune conjunction is kind of doing to you. I feel like there's some kind of news that comes in, and it like really, really breaks you down. It really, like but it has to happen because you have to understand that that 10 of Cups that you were creating was based on an idea of something from the past, or based on an idea, like an expectation that you created in your own mind, when the reality of it was completely different. You set yourself up for disappointment by creating an expectation. And maybe it's not just an expectation of a person. Maybe this was just an event or a situation or something, you know, but it kind of bursted the bubble of happily ever after for you, is what it feels like to me. It almost feels like there's recognition, like there's mixed signals with either someone or something or some kind of situation. So let's just clarify. Let's figure out what's going on here. So 7 of Cups. And the confusion can make you very emotional, very, very emotional. So I feel like you're trying to decide on when you want to move forward. I feel like you're trying to decide on when it's time to progress in whatever situation that you're in right now. And you want, and again, we have the Knight of Cups. It's a very emotional experience for you. And you're not really opening yourself up. How do I want to put this? You're not really opening yourself up for vulnerability. You know what I mean? Because to me, this feels very hesitant. And when we're hesitant about something, we're not being vulnerable. We're not being open. And a lot of times that just means that it's because we're not ready. We have a little bit more learning to do. We have some more lessons we need to learn. There's, you know, I like to call it the grooming stage. The universe is preparing us for our abundance. If we were just handed the stuff, like everything that we ever wanted, and we never had to work towards anything, or we never had to learn anything from what was going on in our lives, we would just squander all of that. And you guys aren't ones to squander anything, right? So, but the hesitancy is very real, and I understand that because of the heartbreak from the past, the pain and the fear and the just the recognition that you guys are such sensitive creatures, individuals, and nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever know because you're so strong and you're so tough and you're so, you know, resilient, right? And you're just over here, more cups. I just want what I want. I just want what I want, Betsy. I just want it. That's all I want. I get it. But you can't manifest from a place from the past, and you can't manifest a soulmate when you haven't become your own soulmate first. I don't make the rules, Capricorn. That's just the way it goes. That's the way it is. I'm not the person that makes the rules. I just know what they are. And I know what works because I've been there and I get it. So when you're manifesting, fully embodying whatever that is that you want, be your own soulmate, be your own best friend. Even if you're coupled with somebody right now, still got to be your own soulmate. You still have to be your own best friend. Sure, it's great to have a ride or die. Sure, it's great to have somebody backing you up. But that person's not going to be there with you 365 days, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You are. You're with yourself that much, right? So creating the dream and the wish, creating it by embodying it, that's how you're going to manifest things like that. That's getting the wish card times 10. So we're leaving the sadness. We're leaving the sadness in March. It's gone. Sadness is gone, right? The Fool is telling you to have faith. Listen, the hardest lesson, and I shit you not, you guys, that faith, like keeping the faith is so much shit. Like it is just baloney. I'm so tired of keeping the faith, but there's something to it. I want to see things with my own eyes as well. I want everybody to prove themselves to me so I don't ever have to wonder. No, no. The Fool is telling you to trust in yourself, trust that the things that you had to let go of, trust that the things that had to fall by the wayside, the only reason why that was happening is to make room for all of your abundance, for your birthright, for the things that you deserve, the things that will fill you up and make you whole, not from an outside source. You, right? So, 8 of Pentacles. I don't think that ignoring the situation is going to make it go away. I know that you're going to try to do it, but your intuition is prompting you to pay attention. Your intuition is saying, because the details are not, you've got to use your intuition right now. The details are going to be so shady. The details are going to be so veiled. There's absolutely nothing that's being said right now that's actually real. Maybe even what I'm saying isn't even real. Who knows? But your best case scenario is always going to come from that gut instinct. Your best case scenario. And if you are working with a Pisces energy or an Aries energy and they're the ones that broke you down, I don't think that that's the case. But if that is the case and they're the ones that broke you down, it's really time for you to heal that within yourself. Because that Pisces isn't going to heal it for you. That Aries is not going to heal it for you. They're not going to do that. Okay, we're going to clarify these separately, even though they all came out together. So the Queen of Pentacles, there you are, sitting very, very pretty on your throne with your money. Oh, and there's the emotional side. So there's the water sign, or this is just the emotional side of you coming out. If this water sign is giving you mixed signals and confusing you, I don't want you to give them any extra energy that like, I just want you to give them the energy that you're going to give them. Like, don't give them anything extra. Because I honestly, this, like, everybody's going to be testing everybody. This is like a huge testing zone, basically, is what's going to be happening. So if you're trying to manifest a life with this water sign, with this Queen of Cups, and if you're trying to do that and you're still afraid of the past, like say this is a new person in your life and you're so afraid of the past, of getting hurt from the past, or you're thinking of all the worst possible things that could be happening because that 3 of Swords is haunting you. It's not even the reality right now, and you're still holding on to it and it's still haunting you. And so you've got to get super honest with yourself. Be very careful with the words that you're saying while you're healing, because when we are not at our best, we can say absolutely the most horrible things to people, and especially the ones that we love, thinking that it's okay. Like, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to anybody else. If there was another person, if the water sign said things to you and it just broke you down, then maybe you have some like reassessment. Maybe you need to start reassessing some things. Maybe you need to, and maybe it was that they said things that broke your bubble with the illusion that was attached to it. And that's the problem. And if that's the problem, then it absolutely needed to happen. And it probably really needed to happen either way. Whatever was said, whatever was done that broke your heart, it had to happen either way. Otherwise, you would still never know. You know what I mean? Like, you would still be guessing. Personally, I would rather have my heart broken than sit there wondering. You know do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to just sit there and be like, oh, I wonder what's happening. No, that's not going to be the thing. 6 of Pentacles on the 10 of Cups. I really want you to pay attention to what it is that you truly want, Capricorn. Because once we get out of this funky energy and we move into May, Jupiter moves into Pisces, we're going to get kind of a really sweet taste. It'll be weird. It'll be weird. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a little weird, but we're going to get a taste of what life, like, what it's like to be happy again. And I feel like a lot of us don't even know that feeling anymore. And recognizing now what it is that you want to bring into fruition later, so that this 10 of Cups is no longer an illusion. That's absolutely what you're supposed to be doing. But don't hold yourself so accountable to things by placing such high expectations on yourself. Now is the time to do a planning mode and really doing a lot of self-care, really, really paying attention to those emotional things that you're holding on to, and allowing yourself to walk away from belief systems, from patterns, from cycles. So we have the Hermit, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the 8 of Cups. So creating a new reality for yourself that's based on what's happening today, and not based on what used to be, and not based on what you want to see. You understand? So feeling all of that is going to be, man, it's going to be really good. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be really good. And so I'm kind of excited for you guys to be able to get all of this amazing healing that's going on. And yes, it may test your faith. And yes, it may have some harsh words attached to it. And yes, you may have to reassess everything that you've done in the past and start over again. Like it's almost as if the tower moment happened and now you're picking up all the pieces and creating a new foundation. That's what this reading feels like. And you're creating it from within yourself. Like there's this hesitancy, but I think the hesitancy is the fact that you're just not ready to be vulnerable about it. I really think that that's what that is. So I love you guys. Go check out the Love Soul stuff. This, yes, is a sweatshirt, but we also have a baseball t-shirt. It's just cold today. And this sweatshirt is so comfortable. Like I could wear this thing, and I did through the winter. I wore it like when it was negative degrees outside. But anyways, it's like the best sweatshirt to wear. So it's just really comfortable. It feels like a big hug. But all of this is on my website. If you're interested in the Love Soul stuff, we also have coffee mugs there. We do have the Aries coffee mugs and the Fearless Intuition coffee mug on there as well. And I think that we're going to do some more of the zodiacs, but I'm not sure how long that's going to take to get out. So whenever it happens, it happens. And come join us in the memberships. That would be amazing. I would love to see you guys there. I do have a couple of, I think I have like 2 spots for personal readings left open in April. So if you want to snag one of those, now's the time to do it. I love you guys. Have a wonderful April. I'll see you later. Bye.